Hi guys, Mark here with Wolters World, and today what we're talking about is requests for proposals. Basically, these are solicitations that companies put out to suppliers in order to basically find out what people have on offer. So, for example, if I'm looking to get a new computer system for my company, I'll put out a request for proposal to a bunch of different computer suppliers and I'll see who will give me the best deal, who will give me what I want, or see what they have to offer. Or let's say you're looking to build something, okay, we want to build a new school. Well, you put out a request for proposal in order to find out what architects and builders would propose that you do. What would they charge? How would they build it? To give you all kinds of ideas. What's great about these requests for proposals is once you put it out there, I mean, you do it at the early part of your procurement process, you put it out there and you can get all kinds of new ideas from lots of different sources, okay? So basically what I'm going to do now is just give you guys the overall idea of what are the main parts of a request for proposal so that you know what you need to share and what your suppliers will be looking for in there so they know what to offer you. So let's get started. Now, if we look at a request for proposal, what I'm going to do is just kind of give you part by part, and it will change depending on the thing, the supplies you're looking for, okay? So, but this is just kind of a rough idea what you're going to have. So, the first part is the statement of purpose. Basically what it is you stating the purpose and the terms of your products that you want the suppliers to give you, just like an overall idea. So if I'm looking to get a computer system, I'd say we are looking for a computer system for a university of 30,000 students that will be backward compatible to Windows 7 and forward compatible to touch screens with the ability to have Wi-Fi for students to get their data from personal computers to university computers. Okay, that gives people a rough idea. So Radio Shack probably isn't going to come for this. But IBM may say, hey, we do big network solutions, that would work. And this helps you to kind of filter out some companies, but also some suppliers. It helps them filter out companies they can't really do the job for. So that's the first thing, statement of purpose. The second thing you're going to have is background information. Give information about what you do, how you do business and things like that, so people have an idea of who they're dealing with. That's where you use your market segmentation. Who are your customers? Who are your clients? What do they need? So if I'm building a school, well, I say, okay, we're building a building. Okay, or I'll say, we're building a school building. Okay, we're building a school building. So for a company, like, well, what does that mean from a builder? Oh, I got chairs and desks and stuff like that. Like, no, okay. It's an elementary school. Oh, okay, so I need small desks, I need doors like this. Oh, it's for a Montessori elementary school. Well, Montessori, there's no desk. The students are working on the ground and doing all kinds of stuff. Oh, and then you give people a background. What does Montessori mean? What does your company stand for? They get a background so they understand what they should be going for. So if you're very big into customer satisfaction, you'd want to put background information about your company there so your suppliers know, okay, they like to make their customers happy, we got to do things to adjust for that. The third part is scope of the work. Here's where you lay out exactly what you want them to do, all the different parts out there. And if you're working with a company that has a subcontractor, you definitely want to lay out every single part. Because just because you talk to Bob the builder doesn't mean that Frank the subcontractor was in on the conversation. You put it all out there to eliminate any doubt so people know exactly what you want, also what the responsibilities are, how you want things set up. All of these things go in there. Okay, the fourth thing you're looking at is outcome and performance standards. So basically you put in there what you expect their products to do, how you're going to test that and how you're going to monitor it, and what the action needs to do if things aren't working right. So for example, let's go to that computer system one. Okay, let's say we say okay, it needs to have 90% of the time, 98% of the time it has to work. So it can have 2% or less of downtime. If there is a problem, we want people on site within 12 hours to have it fixed. We will be testing it in a 14-day period every 6 weeks. These kind of things. You put that out there so then the company knows how often they're going to get tested, but also knows how well do I need to do my job? How much do I need to put into it? Because if you're saying 90%, oh, okay, 90% of the time working, okay, I don't have to work as hard as getting that 98%. So that'll go in there as well. Number 5 on here, you need to list the deliverables. What are all the things you expect to receive? And this can be, do you want, architectural plans, the number of bricks that are becoming, all these kind of things. Think of it when you get a package of Legos. They have on their instructions, it lists all the different blocks that it has. There's 50 red 2-dot blocks, and there's 29 red single blocks. You write these things down and say, hey, we're going to have a school with 5 rooms, and those rooms will have 16 windows, and we will have this many desks. You write it all out there, so then when it comes time to do your little checklist, because you will be doing some checklisting, did they do this? Check. Did they do this? Check. And the thing is, people need to know. So you write it out there. This is what needs to be delivered. Have it all down, and also have it by dates. Usually that kind of helps out. The school, the building needs to be delivered by June 1st. The interior needs to be delivered by August 1st. And so you kind of put theirs out there. Or if you're doing your new computer system, okay, new hardware needs to be here by January 1st so we can have it installed by February 1st when classes start. Okay, these kind of things. Number 6 on here, you have your terms and conditions. Basically, this is your legal mumbo jumbo you want to have. Okay, the project starts on September 1st and it ends on January 27th. Then our service contract begins on January 28th and goes until May 23rd. You put these things down there so you know, hey, you're working for me until this date. So then the company knows, okay, we need to have our job done by this date so we can plan our next projects, because they're always looking for the next customers, and you guys have to plan when your company can get working on stuff. The 7th thing, and the important thing from the suppliers, you're looking at payment. Well, actually, you're looking at payment, incentives, and penalties. How are you going to pay people? Okay, is it going to be on a monthly basis? You're going to have one big check. How's it going to do? You're going to do financing for it? Are you going to finance through them? These kind of things. When you look at incentives, what are the incentives for them to get a better job? Well, let's say you build the building so well it wins an award. Well, what do we do for you? Do we put a plaque up for you? Do we pay you an extra $20,000? What goes on there? And then you put in the penalties. If you're not delivered by the 1st of January, what happens? Do we take 15% off, or do you have to pay it, or do you have to have someone come in and install it? You lay these things out there so everyone knows what the carrots are and what the ruler is that's going to smack you if things go bad. 8th thing you have on is contractual terms and conditions. There's more legal things on here. I expect them to be iOS certified. I expect it to follow OSHA standards for building things. I expect it to not have pirated software. That's the kind of stuff that goes in there. The 9th thing is the requirements for proposal preparation. This is so all the different suppliers, they have an idea of what you're going to be looking for, and then they can put it in a certain system. So when you as a company, when you're trying to compare between suppliers, it's easier to compare apples and apples than apples and oranges. So what you want to do is set up your requirements for proposal presentation in a way so everyone's presenting the same kind of facts. So it makes it easier for you to compare, because apples and apples is easy. Apples and oranges, it's a lot more difficult. So you want to make sure everyone has kind of the same kind of proposal coming to you. So that's why you lay out the requirements. How many pages? What should be focused on? What should be the topics? These kind of things. The 10th thing on there, this goes for a while. The 10th thing on there is the evaluation and award process. When are the things due? When are you going to let people know if they're one of the final participants? And when will you make the final decision? This is important for them so the company knows when they have to get their stuff in by, and when they'll find out if they're going to be spending the next 6 months building a school, or if they need to look for something else. Number 11 is the process schedule, which goes and gives you more kind of dates out there. When do they need to turn in their, when can you ask questions? When do you need to turn in your preliminary idea of interest? When do you turn in your official bid? When do we have our stuff? It's just more formalities, and a lot of this stuff crosses over, but you want to say, look, this is what's all here. You got to have it all laid out so people know what you're doing. And then the 12th thing you have on there is contacts. Who are the people need to talk to? Who am I sending this stuff to? Who do I contact if I have questions? Who are the people on the deciding committee? Because then I get to know, what are they looking for? What's going to be going on in there? And we can talk to them. So if I have a question, if you're doing an elementary school, does that mean 1st to 3rd or 1st to 6th? I don't know what you mean. Sometimes it's simple questions like that need to get asked to make a proposal better. So make sure you have all those things in there. So I hope that helps you give an idea of all the parts for a request for proposal. If you're a company looking to put one together, or a small business, these things can really help with generating a lot more of ideas of what you can do. But make sure you go through them and have it all laid out, because if you don't, you leave something out. A company that wins the bid can say, hey, you didn't tell me I had to do this. Oh, but I wanted to. It wasn't in the request for proposal. So make sure it's all in there. If you want some more help with business and marketing or other kind of stuff, check us out on our website at www.woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter at WoltersWorld, and we're on Facebook. So please find us wherever you want. And thanks for watching. Bye.